Hi, it's Saturday night, the 19th of December, and day 353 of my journey to business alignment. Today's Living the Dream experience was having the moment when I recognized the abundance Kathleen and I are enjoying in this season of our lives. I never want to get to where I take it so much for granted. Years ago, we experienced times when we were on the list of folks who are in need, and we received gifts of love from folks. I didn't like being in that position of being in need, but those times were very educational and helped turn me in the right direction of living from a place of abundant thinking rather than that place of lack that I was living at. That's when I learned that I need to think and speak abundance and not lack. Kathleen's stories that she's been sharing with our grandchildren through Marco Polo as her 12 Days of Christmas stories have included little reminders to them to think about how they can focus on others and find ways to help others have a happy Christmas and not focus just on themselves and what they're going to get. The fact that today Kathleen was able to go and get a full kitchen full of special groceries for food for this, specifically for this Christmas and this week, it was so exciting. And also gifts for our children and our grandchildren, cash, boom, paid, and also be able to think of ways to help others and do the acts of kindness to others that we all need to do during this Christmas time. That's truly living a dream experience for sure. So wonderful. It was a great, great day to enjoy. Anyway, let me share what I'm saying for my power statement for this morning. This is what I had. I'm going to keep working on finishing the next few tasks on my remaining master task list until they're all done or until I run out of time for the day. So here's my to-do list that I had for this morning. Saturday, they're all highlighted and done. Bam! Done, right into the trash. I should show you this. These accumulated and I got those all done today too, this morning. Bam! My most important task for today was to finish Christmas shopping. Check! My fun task for today was to check all the web pages, tabs, and click on them to make sure they go to the right page on all of the public pages and all of the private pages and all of the right podcast landing pages and make sure they're all working. Well, I found one that wasn't, so I'm glad I did that. And my exciting task for today was to work with my new Fiverr guy to move the podcast buttons and get them all set up and working and get that task moving along. Kathleen had a goal for her day today, which was to get a lot of things in bulk so she could prepare 24 different meals from a special recipe list that she learned about from a lady who's been doing it for 12 years. These are healthy, bright line eating meal recipes that were ones that this mother used for preparing for meals for her 6 children and her husband in advance and saving time and then put them in the freezer for them. But she says that they turn out incredibly delicious because all you do is place the ingredients into a large Ziploc bag and freeze it. And then when you want to have a meal, a quick one, you just go to the freezer, pull it out, put it in your Instant Pot, let it cook for 20 minutes, and you're done, and you've got a fantastic meal. Well, my wife was so excited about that, so she went shopping today. They include all kinds of meat like hamburger and sometimes chicken and even a variety of noodles here and there, and lots of vegetables and lots more fun sauces, all put in, sealed up, frozen. So she spent a couple of hours filling up those large Ziploc bags with this food, enough to feed 6 in each bag. And then she sealed them up and placed them in our freezer. This is going to be a fun experience, don't you think? I think so. Anyway, it's going to be interesting to see how those meals taste. Anyway, here's my end of the day success routine questions. Get honest with yourself, Marty. What didn't go well today, or what could you have done better today? Did you wake up early and start strong? Check. Did you start your morning with power? Win the morning, win the day, every morning, every day, every morning. Were you productive throughout your day? You saw those 2 things all wadded up. Pieces through the portal of my mind, doing those tasks, moved them into the world of the physical, manifested in the world of the physical. So yes, I did get the most important things done, and I moved my goals forward. It says, did you show up as the person you wanted to today? I did. I was there to help Kathleen load in that stuff and bring it in and help her get it sorted. What about your personal time with Kathleen? We had a wonderful evening, late afternoon, and all the rest of the evening together. Christmas Hallmark movie night. Were you present for her? Yes, and she was present for me. Okay, next are my end of the day success routine accountability questions. Were you honest with yourself about today's task, Marty? In other words, did you keep your promises that you made to yourself this morning? Well, this being a Saturday, I always get to decide how much of the day is going to be about work and how much of it's going to be about me having fun or play or relaxing, like watching a college football game or two. I promised myself that I would finish my Christmas shopping and then do some work up in the office off my to-do list. And then about 2 p.m. I was going to take a break and watch some football. And that's exactly what I did. Part of being retired, isn't it cool? I finished my shopping and I went up to my office and I did some work on my master to-do list. And like I said, I have an additional list of to-dos that I accomplished, and I showed you that. And I wadded that up because I got them all done too. The next question is, what movies did you watch during your mindfulness time this morning, Marty? What did you make time for? All 5 of the movies? Were there more instant replay movies? Well, again, this morning I watched all 5 of my must-see TV favorite 5 movies. And let me just repeat for those who don't know, my Hawaii movie, my vision, which includes all my fun goals that I live as though it's right now and here and now. That's my vision movie, and my coaching people movies, and my interviewing folks movies, and my mastermind movie of people coming into the mastermind, Facebook Messenger mastermind, and asking questions, getting answers, and creating a community that way. That's all part of it. It was fantastic. So I have to say, though, I hurried after my 5 movies, and I ate breakfast quickly because I had a lot to get done today. I need to get out and do my shopping, so that's what I did. I didn't extend my mindfulness time to watch some instant replay movies this morning, but I will be doing some, I'm sure, this weekend. My next question says, what's the one thing that would make all the difference going forward? What one thing can I do better tomorrow? Even if the day went sideways, getting it done, I'd still feel like I had accomplished something great and felt successful doing it. Well, I'm focused on finishing up the remaining tasks left on my master list. That's just it. I'm doing that while Edwin and the Fiverr guy works on the 2 big tasks or bugs that they have to work on that they're putting their attention towards. So I also worked on getting all the constant contact emails and landing pages changed over. I got to do that whole list, so I'm starting on that using Ontoport's system and not constant contacts. And so I'm working to get all that done as quick as I possibly can while Edwin and the Fiverr guy are working on their bugs to get those done. So there's a lot of things being done, but when it all comes together, it's going to be a fantastic website going live. Anyway, here's my power statement I have for tomorrow. Same thing. I'm going to keep working on finishing the next few tasks on my remaining task list until they're all done or until I run out of time for the day. The next question, and I should say this, I always do this, I'm going to change that and have that be I'm going to do everything I can to sharpen my saw, because tomorrow's Sunday, and that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to be working on the website, so it's a day reprieve from all of this. Sharpen my saw. The next question of my end-of-the-day success routine is to ask myself, were there any mistakes or failures that you may have made today that you can turn into a tool of success going forward? Well, because I didn't work but 3 hours on basic tasks this morning, I didn't make any mistakes or have any failures. I must say, however, I wasn't able to finish what I was hoping to get done by the end of the day today because Edwin and the Fiverr guy are still working on those 2 bugs. I just need to be patient with them until they get their bugs all worked out, and then I can focus and take it over and get those things done. All in all, I think, though, today was a fantastic day. The next question is, what was your biggest success today, Marty? In other words, what did you do well today? Well, my biggest success today was finishing my Christmas shopping. Check! So that next week isn't going to be a stressful week trying to run and go and doing all the roads and filled up store. It's going to be a relaxing week. I can simply enjoy the few days that are left before Christmas comes. Next is my end of the day success routine questions that I ask myself. Number 1, to rate your day's effort. I decided to give today a 10. I worked at the speed of 10 this morning, working, getting it done. And then I turned my attention to football and relaxing and helping Kathleen bring in all those boxes of food and groceries and gifts and then that she got from Costco, and then help her with the bags that she got when she went to another store for groceries. And I'm telling you, there is a lot that she got done. And then I had some time to watch some football. Great afternoon and evening. Okay. I want to end the day strong. Here's what I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful for the principle that says to change anything in one's life, it's invariably one of 2 things that we need to do. Either change how we're feeling or change our behaviors. Period. For example, if you want to change the way your computer is processing its data, you change the software that you're using so that when you hit the keys, what shows up on the monitor is formatted differently. It can't be the same stuff. You want to change, it's got to be a new program. However, to make a huge change in the computer, you change its operating system. By changing our own mapping operating system in our head, we can change how we interact in a variety of circumstances. It's all about our thinking and what we think about and how we think about and how we choose to think what we think. These principles lead to the next thing I'm grateful for, the law of taking ownership, which says instead of just conditioning ourselves to feel differently about rejection and eliminating the fearful behaviors that we have and that we can adopt or take ownership of a new belief system. That's what we have to do, is take ownership of a new belief system. Here's what we should tell ourselves. I am the source of all my emotions. I own 100% of my thoughts. I own 100% of my emotions and my feelings and my actions. Nothing and no one can change how I feel except me. If I find myself in reaction to anything, I can change it in a moment. If we adopt to take ownership of this belief, accepting that what I just said is a truth for ourselves, not just intellectually but emotionally, where we feel it with absolute certainty, it will eliminate not only our fear of rejection, but also our feelings of anger, our frustration and inadequacy. In other words, we become the master of our fate by the law of taking ownership of our life. This process of taking ownership of being responsible for our thoughts becomes a powerful force in shaping our destiny. This leads me to the next thing I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for Miguel de Cervantes, who said, "Take away the cause and the effect ceases." Take away the cause and the effect ceases. There's a story that Tony Robbins shares in his speeches about a man standing on the banks of a river. Suddenly he sees someone caught in the raging current, bounced about on the jagged rocks, and hears him calling for help. "Help me!" He leaps in, pulls the drowning man to safety, gives him mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, attends to the man's wounds, and calls for medical help. As he's still catching his breath, he hears two more screams emanating from the river. Again, he jumps in and makes another daring rescue, this time of two young women. Before he even has a chance to think, he hears four more people calling for help. Pretty soon the man is exhausted, having rescued victim after victim, and yet the screams continue. If only he had taken the time to travel a short distance upriver, he could have discovered who was throwing all these people into the water in the first place. He could have saved all his efforts by addressing the problem at its cause, at its source, rather than its effect. Similarly, understanding the mental system at play in our heads allows us to eliminate the cause instead of exhausting ourselves fighting all of its effects. Understanding exactly how our minds are set up, we will understand why we feel the things we feel and do the things we do. That's why I teach about CT-FAR, circumstances, thoughts, feelings, actions, results, CT-FAR. Once we come to understand this, we can design what our mental mapping needs to be so we can achieve our ultimate purpose for our lives. When we do this, we will be pulled in the direction of our desires, rather than being pulled apart by a sense of conflicting values, conflicting beliefs, and conflicting rules. Anyway, I want to stop there. I'll be back here at my laptop tomorrow night with more thoughts and feelings, doing my daily video journal entry. But until then, I wish you continued success. Good night.